All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, all honor, and all praises be to our Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, our beloved Lord and Savior, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kodash. And next, double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule well, who teach well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled-bird Hebrew Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen that may look like the heathen nations where they're scattered too. But according to the seed line of your father, you are indeed a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, I'm your brother Shabai, and I just wanted to do a quick update on this to keep brothers informed. You know, I seen the beloved Elder Yashawamba get into it, and I just want to hit it real quick. Lord willing, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ratazah, he gives me the spirit to go back into it, later today when I come back from the plantation. But okay, recently you just had Davos or Davos. Okay, so let's look this up. Okay, what is Davos? All right. It says Davos or Davos refers to an annual meeting of the World Economic Forum, the WEF, held in the Swiss mountains resort town of Davos clusters, okay, bringing together global political, business, and cultural leaders to discuss urgent, you see that? Urgent world issues like climate change, economic inequality, and global cooperation, which is all bullshit, okay? We understand that this Davos is essentially a left-handed priesthood meeting, okay? This is let's get this word urgent though, okay? Because the things that they were saying at this meeting, brothers was going into it. If this is urgent, then we understand that Revelation 13 and 16 is around the corner. This is urgent. It says pressing matters, impelling, to press hard, urge. When you burn your hand on the stove, it's urgent that you get it off because it's a pressing matter. The shit is gonna burn your hand, right? So we understand now that the image of the beast is this technocracy system, okay, which Esau Edom is trying to move the world into the fourth industrial revolution, merging man with machine. Okay, that's the image of the beast. This technocracy system, that's gonna require you to upgrade yourself. Okay, so with these devils, you got to understand. And guess who spoke there? Let's actually get this first video, and then I'll get a precept. Okay, let's watch some of this.
We're talking. We spent 45 minutes talking about the future growth in AI. It's coming. There is no two ways to it, and we just have to be ready, prepared, and make the best possible pathway to it. And companies, every company is impacted, and the barrier is the resistance. And the resistance within the culture of the companies goes from layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. It's there, and it's deeply embedded, and I think leaders of us, corporations, ministries, etc., we have a responsibility to break that culture. And it's not easy, and I think that's the biggest barrier.
All right, you heard him. He said it's not. He said it's coming. Okay, it's urgent. Okay, you can't get around the fact that Esau Edom is setting up this AI. Okay, as their god. Okay, this is their god. Let's get Habakkuk 2. Okay, because this idol that they're creating, idols in the past, they were made of wood and stone, metal. They weren't real. But this nigga here, this idol that he has, okay, and Yuval Harari, this demon right here, he was getting into it, how they believe that AI, it can do the thinking for you. AI is a knife that you don't tell it what to cut. The AI is a knife that cuts what it wants and makes the decisions on how to cut it, and essentially making decisions. And he said that the AI is smarter than human beings, okay, and they want to set this up as the backbone of this new world order, okay. So this is the power, of ancient Rome. This is the second leg of the Roman Empire. But now they have technology. Now they have AI, right? So now that their idols can move and speak, but at the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has the devils in the trick bag. This is Habakkuk 2 and 18. It says, "What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it? the molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein to make dumb idols. You see that? Habakkuk 2:19, woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. But Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is in his holy temple, let all the earth keep silence before him. Okay, now we understand that this modern day idol, which is AI, this God that they're setting up on the left hand side, this is teaching. You see that? The AI can talk. You know, you can go to chat and chat be getting down sometimes. You see that? But you have to understand that it's still not a living God. Okay, it's still a dumb idol. Okay, Esau Edom trying to establish this dumb idol is destroying the earth in the process. You have data centers everywhere, okay, which is using up a lot of water resources, which is just taken away from the everyday people. Okay, the infrastructure that they're setting this up on is not, it's sloppy. And let's go here real quick, and we'll go back to the video. I believe that's Psalms 121, maybe 127. Salakia, please bear with me. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. This is Psalms 127 and 1, okay? Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is not in agreement on what these devils are doing, okay? But Esau Edom fully has it set in his heart that he's going to rule forever, okay? That he's going to take over the world. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua counsel stand, and we have prophecy on our side. This is Psalms 127. And 1, it says, except Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua build the house, they labor in vain that built it. Except Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. Okay? So what they're building right now, it's in vain. This is why it tells you in Psalms, the 2nd chapter, why do the heathen imagine a vain thing? They think that they're going to set up this AI infrastructure, okay, establish this new world order to see-hip everybody, right? Because this is what it's all leading to, Revelation 13 and 16. You see that? Now, let's play a little bit of this Yuval Harari video, okay? Because this is the same demon that said he was pushing for surveillance under the skin. And this nigga right here, he's been pulling up at the WEF for years. He's been talking about this for over 10 years, okay? So you have to understand that these top wicked elites, okay, this spiritual wickedness in high places, as the scriptures say in the book of Ephesians, this is not something new, okay? This AI infrastructure, this beast system, okay, establishing this new world order, they've been establishing this, okay? But now it's just in our face now. We're here. All right, now let's play a little bit of this.
And make decisions by itself. A knife is a tool. You can use a knife to cut salad or to murder someone, but it is your decision what to do with the knife. AI is a knife that can decide by itself whether to cut salad or to commit murder. The second thing to know about AI is that it can be a very creative agent. AI is a knife that can invent new kinds of knives, as well as new kinds of music, medicine, and money. The third thing to know about AI is that it can lie and manipulate. 4 billion years of evolution have demonstrated that anything that wants to survive learns to lie and manipulate.
And this is how Esau Edom has survived in the earth. You hear that? Now, you got to understand that they're pushing this AI as, it sounds so sweet, right? It sounds good, okay? But ultimately, they're going to use this system to enslave your ass, right? They're going to bring more oppression than what it is. So when you hear these talking points and when you hear these devils speak, you got to remember, you got to go back to the precepts, bro, okay? Because these precepts are our defense to sift through all that bullshit that this nigga is talking about, bro. Okay? Because when you hear these things, it may sound good, like, okay, yeah, AI, the way that they use their words, Psalms 55 and 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You see that? Let's get this. Cast thy burden upon Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. Okay? And the Lord also spoke about that when he said, if it were possible, they could deceive the very elect, but we're not deceived by this shit, man. Okay? Now remember, okay? This is this same guy right here. Remember this. Let's play this for anybody who you know, doesn't know how Yuval Harari gets down. This is that same man. Okay, so understand everything that he's speaking right now. The words in his mouth is smoother than butter. He's slick now. It may sound good. It may sound advantageous. Okay, to the world. Remind you, this is a World Economic Forum. Okay, so this global beast system, they're trying to push it as candy when it's anything but. Now let's take a look at this.
And COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance.
Hold on. Yuval Noah Harari is a lead advisor to Klaus Schwab. You will own nothing and be happy, right? Right? Klaus Schwab is the author of the Great Reset. Klaus Schwab is the founder of the WEF, which he's speaking at, okay? Which is the organization implementing the worldwide Great Reset. And what do you think that the worldwide Great Reset is going to be? The New World Order, okay? Establishing a digital grid where your ass is going to be a slave on it. They're going to put a C-hip in you, surveillance under the skin, and you're going to be a walking cattle, right? So let's take it back, Salakia.
And COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin. What we have seen so far, it's corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. We now see mass surveillance systems established even in democratic countries, which previously rejected them. And we also see a change in the nature of surveillance. Previously, surveillance was mainly above the skin. Now it's going under the skin. Governments want to know not just where we go or who we meet. Above all, they want to know what is happening under our skin. What's our body temperature? What's our blood pressure? What is our medical condition? Now humans are developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction.
You see that? And this divine power that he's talking about is on the left-hand side. All right.
4 years.
This is left hand. By left hand means are they achieving this power? But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai promised the elect, okay, and ultimately all Israel in the kingdom that we're gonna get immortality, that we're gonna get spiritual power. So what the hell is this nigga talking about? You see that? This is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, and they're not gonna stop until Yahushai comes back. You see that? So this is the severity of the situation. All right, and there, Esau Edom is coming down hard with that great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time. You see that? Now let's get some of this chat. Actually, let's get this real quick. Okay. This is Sirach 17:17. It says, "For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai's portion." Okay, so you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, when it comes to Revelation 13 and 16, you have to know what the MOTB is so you can look out for it, right? You got to know what it is. Okay, and starting with our elder apostles and elder bishops on down of the great millstone, okay? We've been telling you that the RFID micro C-hip, okay, is the M to the O to the T to the B. Okay, and if you do take the C-hip, you will have your part in the lake of fire, right? You're going to be chipped and dipped. Now, I got this precept here in Sirach because you have to understand us Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled bird, we serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And his name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is the living God. He is the God of the Israelites. But these heathens, they have their own gods. This is why it says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai gave the Moabites to them weak ass dog, them golden dog idol gods. The Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai gave the Ishmaelites over to whatever booth toilet paper god that they have. All these other nations' gods are bullshit. They're idols. But Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai set these rulers over them. But Israel is his portion. We're the Lord's people. Okay? Now in the kingdom, every knee shall bow, and everybody's going to serve our God, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. But Esau's God right now that he's setting up is this AI. That is his God. You see that? So this becomes extremely problematic when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, like the time of the Maccabees, when you try to make a covenant with the heathen and remove yourself from your God. Okay? And Esau Edom is trying to put you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the whole world, in a position to where they're going to forcefully make you submit to their God that they're setting up. Okay? And now the image of the beast is speaking, like I once said. This is Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, and this hour of temptation is the MOTB being instated in the earth, okay? Where Esau Edom's going to put you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in a situation, first of all, to accuse you, all right? And then secondly, to accuse you before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and make you commit the ultimate sin, okay? Which is the MOTB. You see that? So let's go back over the MOTB. This is Revelation 13:16. Actually, no, let's start right here. Check this out. Let's start right here, Revelation 13:14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Salakia. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Okay, and this AI, it is a miracle. Okay? It's a miracle, man. You can do damn near anything with AI now, man. Okay, and it's getting out of control. All right. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, right? Because Rome once fell, but now it's back, okay? And the image of the beast is speaking through this technocracy system that's being set up, all right? And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? He's going to put you in that catch-1-2 situation. You're either going to serve me or you're going to die. But if you're not walking in the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you're going to be snared by that and you're going to be taken. Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Salakia. Revelation 13:16, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, and when you get this word mark, it is charagma, all right, which gets into a scratch, an etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude. And this is what this C-hip is. Okay, it is indeed physical, and it is a badge of servitude to what? The beast system. You see that? You're submitting yourself to Esau Edom. You're proclaiming him to be your God. You're his cattle. You're his goyim. You see that? And when you get this root word for charagma is charax, which gets into a pail or a stake or a palisade. All right? So this is the hypodermic needle, the syringe that's going to be used to implement the RFID micro C-hip in you. Right? Now, just to close out, I said, what is Davos 2026, and how does it relate to AI being established in this growing technocratic society? All right, it says, what Davos really is in plain terms. Think of Davos like this: a meeting where powerful people decide how the world should be run next, right? And this is a vain thought, because Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai already has a system in which the world is going to be ran. Okay, we already know how the world is going to be ran. All right, but what these devils do at these high level meetings like this, all right, they talk and they converse on how they're gonna fight Yahushua when he comes back, man. Okay. So this right here, a meeting where powerful people decide how the world should be run next. Well, Yahweh Shimi Yahushua council stands, man. We already know how the world is gonna be ran next. This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 24. It says, "And David my servant shall be king over them," us, the Hebrew Israelites. "They all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever." Now you would have to ask the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, if those people in the Holy Land were the people of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, where the hell is King David? Okay? And if King David was here, he wouldn't be talking about no damn digital IDs, man. You see that? This is how we know them as not the people, right? But Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai said in the future that, Yahushai will come and rule on the throne of David. The Lord is going to place us back in our land, man. The Lord is going to do that. We don't do anything, but we pray, we prophesy, okay? We accuse this devil before Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai so the Lord can move. Vengeance is the Lord. He makes the inquisition, man. All right? We're not going to move ourselves over to the Holy Land with some paperwork, the Balfour Declaration. No. Ezekiel 37 and 26, "Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them. And I will place them and multiply them and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle shall also be with them. Yea, I will be their God and they shall be my people." Check this out. "And the heathen shall know that I, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, where my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them evermore." So them having these meetings, Davos, trying to establish this new world order, it's all to naught, man. Okay, we already know how this is gonna go, and these devils are through. This is just their last ditch effort to try to save their kingdom, man. All right. It says, "Why is AI central at Davos, especially now?" AI is not just a tool anymore. At Davos, it is discussed as a governing mechanism, right? They want to set the AI as a god, a new government, right? Because they're going to do away with the elections and all this stuff. No, they're trying to set up AI, all right, implement it into the government where it can make decisions. This is why you have, Palantir and all these other systems that, are in league with the White House right now, okay, and leading the league in wickedness. Now, let's get this real quick. All right, because this devil, he only has, a couple days left in the grand scheme of things. Not even days, a couple seconds left on the clock. And right now, he's just trying to throw up Hail Marys to save his kingdom. This says, seeing his Job 14 and 5, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." So Esau Edom has, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is going to allow him to establish this new world order to a certain point. He's going to fail, but the Lord is going to let him get to a certain point, and the Lord's going to cut that shit off, man. And how is he going to do that? By sending Yahweh Shai back. He's going to destroy all these wicked inventions. All right, this is Isaiah 19 and 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh Bahashim Al-Shai rideth upon a swift cloud." The swift cloud is talking about the chariots, okay? The so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel, right? Our salvation vehicles. And the burden of Egypt is talking about modern day Egypt, which is Babylon the Great. And Egypt represents bondage, all right? Isaiah 19 and 1, "The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." Okay, so these idols are going to be moved. Whatever technocracy, AI system, whatever bullshit that they're trying to set up, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is going to come back and kick them toys off the playground, man. Okay? So this is the comfort in Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. This is why you should fear Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, which can destroy both your body and soul in hell. Don't fear him that which can kill the body only, roughly paraphrasing that, right? So you shouldn't fear Esau, Edom, or any of these wicked inventions that he has, all right? And if you understand the volume of the book, you understand that this is Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai giving him this technology on the left-hand side, right? And we can close out with this. This is Second Esdras, the 13th chapter, okay? Because when Yahushua comes back, he's going to destroy all these wicked inventions that they have, right? Second Esdras 13 and 37. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire. All right. And these devils are going to try to fight Yahushua. All right. They're going to try to fight the Lord when he comes back. So this is what these meetings are for. This is why they, talk about these things and, have these meetings and these things. Okay. But you have to understand that the MOTB system is here. Now, at this point, essentially, we're just waiting on an FF. Okay. Or, a black swan event to happen, for them to, mandate it, okay, or force it down, where you get that newsletter in the mail like, hey, it's time. All right, that's essentially all that we're waiting for. But, brothers can go into it, Lord willing. I can go into it again if Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai gives the spirit on me to do so. You got right here, Palantir CEO Alex Karp. These are names that you need to know. Alex Karp, Larry Ellison, of course, Elon Musk, Yuval Harari. These are the people that want to make our lives a living hell. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And these are the people that ultimately want to destroy us, man. Okay, they're not coming in the names of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And let's close out with this. This is Psalms 144, called Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. This is Psalms 144 and 11. It says, "Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity." This word vanity gets into emptiness, falsehood. And who is this? Who is the forger of lies? You see that? Who's been deranged since they came out the womb, man? Rid me and deliver me from the hand of the strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood, man. All right. So we need Yahweh Bahashim Al-Shai to deliver us from these people, man. Okay, this is why we need the thermonuclear destruction to come. We need Armageddon to come. We need these things to hasten, man, so we can go home. And may Yahweh Bahashim Al-Shai show mercy to us, man, and endure us through this last trial, this last wave of prophecy, man. All right. But, Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Just wanted to hit it. Adawan Ratazah was edifying. I want to end off by giving all glory, all honor, and all praises be to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Harakakodash. And next, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Peace and salutations to the hopefully black. All you brothers out there pushing the truth and sincerity, I want to say shalom.